Hi, welcome to BTVN. I'm Danielle.
And I'm Paula. Hey, did you enjoy the play yesterday?
Yeah, I hope the whole upper school had a wonderful time seeing an Iliad yesterday. While we were gone, a lot happened, so we have a lot to get through.
Roll the intro. Several of our teachers have been up to some fun activities for a good cause. On February 7th at 11 a.m. at Shawnee Mission Lake, a team of 4 Barstow faculty and staff members participated in the Polar Plunge to raise money for Special Olympics. The team members are Captain Todd Nelson, Aaron Atwood Blaine, Ron Johnson, and Nick Shump. Between the 4 of them, they raised $478 for Special Olympics. Thank you to Mr. Shump and his daughter, Bella, for shooting this B-roll.
Speaking of volunteer opportunities, the KC Zoo needs volunteers for several St. Patrick's Day parades around the city from March 14th to 17th. If interested, contact Ms. Zimmerman. Happy Bottoms Club is signed to sell baked goods this Friday at senior night from 5:15 to 8:45. They need some volunteers to be able to work this event in shifts, and they'll meet tomorrow during lunch in the Commons to assign them. Speaking of Friday, this Friday will be the first of our Spirit Days. The theme is Valentine's Day, so make sure to wear red or pink. Friday night is also senior night, starting with the girls' game at 5:30 and continuing with the boys' game at 7. Presentation of senior athletes will occur between the 2 games. Paula, have you written your wills?
I've kind of thought about what I want to put in them. I know they're due on February 20th, but no, I have not started. How about you?
Nope, I haven't either, but I kind of want to shout out Mr. Luce and Miss Golden. That sophomore research paper was quite a memory.
Yeah, I agree. Do you ever want to go back?
No, never. But let's throw it back for 3 minutes and 30 seconds with Gracie Coker and Ethan Dosky's piece. Enjoy.
I love the idea of kind of slowing down, doing something that oddly has become old-fashioned. And I think what we get in our daily lives is a lot of breadth and not much depth. And we're trying to do quite the opposite here. We're asking you guys to target a topic very specifically and get a lot of depth with your knowledge.
One of the reasons that we do the research paper project every year is a chance to introduce the kids to the kind of work that they're going to eventually do in college.
It's something of a rite of passage in the sophomore year to complete this project. I've had parents walk up to me and say, that was the project that helped my student finally get a hold of time management, or that was the project that made my student realize they really could tackle something on a larger scale. So I think starting with nothing and coming away from it with a paper and a documentary that's all yours is a nice feeling of accomplishment. If you speak to Mrs. Kill or Mr. Pepin, they can tell you exactly what they did for their research paper, and they remember how they sort of came away from that feeling like they'd really accomplished something.
I chose to do my paper on the Irish Republican Army because I was really into U2 at the time, and they spoke a lot about the politics of Ireland, and that's what got me interested in that topic.
Even though we live in a world where we have technology and we have all kinds of nice little gizmos and gadgets, that a lot of times researching is kind of going on a treasure hunt. It's finding something in a bibliography, right, that leads to something else that leads to something else. One of the things in having kids use book resources is basically to familiarize themselves with a library, because no matter how much technology we have, libraries are not going away tomorrow. And when they're in college, libraries will still be there. And in doing research, and especially historical research, you're going to have to rely on books. You're going to have to rely on primary documents. And knowing your way around those things now is going to help a ton in the long run.
Either one. No, you don't want, oh, that's fine too. That's fine too, great.
Through this process, Mr. Luce and I are checking in with every sophomore at least twice. Obviously in future years, no one's going to look over your shoulder every step along the way, but if we can give everyone, sort of set us up for success here, and give everyone an experience of doing it successfully, then when you get to college and you have a long-term project and no one's going to check in, or just as an adult, in life, hopefully you sort of have a sense of accomplishment.
The one thing I really noticed when I went to the university is that I had a lot of experience writing. And I noticed that in the mandatory English classes that everybody had to take, we did a lot of peer editing, and it was obvious to me that I was miles ahead, having had experiences like that paper here. I got a C on the paper, but it was a well-earned C. No, I got an A. I did get a C. C+.
Hey Danielle, did you have anything funny in your research project?
Well, I did mine on the beautiful and iconic Josephine Baker. That banana dance, though.
Oh yeah, that made me laugh. And speaking of laughter, the next installment of the February lecture series is tonight at 7 p.m. in the auditorium, featuring Scott Golden in his talk, Laughter in the Classroom, which not only sounds wonderful in and of itself, but also gives an extra credit opportunity for seniors in Mrs. Zimmerman's English class. So you'll definitely want to check it out. And as always, BTVN will be live streaming this lecture.
Tonight at 6:30 p.m. is also Lower School Bring Your Parent to School Night and the Science Fair. Paula, do you remember that wonderful plan test?
Well, I planned on forgetting it, but I guess I still do remember it. Sophomores, your plan test is tomorrow morning at 7:30. Remember to bring number 2 pencils and your favorite electronic buddy, calculator, not a phone. So sleep well, have a good breakfast, chillax, and do your best.
That's all we have today. I'm Paula.
And I'm Danielle. Have a beautiful day.